Hey girl, you picked up. I'm so glad you did. Welcome to Recrown Your Confidence, a podcast that feels like a call from your best friend. No filters, no fluff, just real talk about motherhood, confidence, healing, and showing up for yourself, even on the hard days. I'm a mom. I work from home, and like you, I'm just trying to hold on to who I am while life keeps moving fast. Here we talk about the good, the bad, and the I need 5 minutes alone before I lose it kind of days. If you've ever felt like you're in the middle of the mess, wondering where you went, you're in the right place. This is your space to feel seen, heard, and reminded that you're not alone. Let's talk. Hey, welcome back to Recurring Your Confidence. I'm Tameka Shatoya, and today we're having one of those real soul level conversations. The kind that doesn't come with a script, just truth, experience, and heart. It has been so long since I recorded, and I'm so excited to be back with you all. Hopefully, today will be a good one. I'm excited for this conversation today. Not that it's a fun conversation, but I think it's a conversation that um, is often shied away from, and it's so sad because I think there are a lot of us, unfortunately, that end up in the same boat. And hopefully, this is a space where you all feel that you're able to be heard, understood, seen. You can relate to these experiences. So let's get into it. Honestly, I have just been in a season of reflection lately, like really sitting with myself and asking, who am I when no one's asking anything of me, when no one needs anything from me? What do I need? What do I want? And if you've ever been in a place where those questions felt too big or too painful to answer, this podcast is for you. We're going to dive into what it means to truly lose yourself and then start clawing your way back because honestly, that's what we do. Slowly, boldly, with grace, and sometimes, unfortunately, with tears. So, whether you're in your car, on a walk, hide in the bathroom for 5 minutes apiece, thank you for being here. Let's get into it. So, let me start just by setting the scene and telling you what my summer has been like in this house. My daughter is 6, my son is 9, and both of them are home with me all day, every day. And the cherry on top is that I also work from home. There are days I don't know what meal we're on. I don't even know if I've eaten. I don't know what has gone on. The kitchen is a mess. My phone is always going off with some notification from work or another. And the soundtrack of my house is mom, mommy, mama, mom. And I laugh about it now, but some days I honestly feel like I'm drowning in responsibility. And the worst part, I didn't even notice how much I was disappearing. I just thought, like, this is what moms do, right? Like, this is what other people are going through. This can't just be a me thing. But there was a moment, um, I think it was like a Tuesday or Wednesday. I hadn't eaten, I hadn't worked out, I hadn't spoken to an adult all day long. And I was walking by the mirror and just kind of caught myself in the reflection. And I thought, what the heck is going on? Who is that? Like, I didn't even recognize myself. And it was at that moment that I was like, Tameka, what is life? What are you doing? How did we get here? Where did we even come from? But more importantly, like, where did you go? This hasn't been you. This isn't you. What are you doing? What is going on? And honestly, this is the part that's not super easy to talk about, but I promised myself a couple years ago when I started this podcast that I would always keep it real. As some of you know who have listened to my other episodes, I was in a relationship that was emotionally and sometimes physically abusive. That's hard to admit out loud, even now, because a lot of people don't know that. It's not something that I talk about. It's not something that I share. It's something that I have tried to hide. It's something that I've shied away from mentioning because, you know, I have children and I've never wanted to diminish what that relationship was, but I think that I have unintentionally been allowing that to still control me. Um, it wasn't like in the movies, it wasn't loud all the time. Sometimes it was quiet, calculated, dismissive. It made me second guess myself constantly. I started seeing the way I started seeing myself the way that he saw me, as an inconvenient, exhausting, or too much. I still remember one night very clearly. The kids were asleep. We had argued again, which was pretty much our normal state of being. I was sitting on the edge of the bathtub, just holding my breath. He was yelling in the other room, and I just kind of sat there, frozen. Not because I was afraid of the noise. I had become so numb to the noise. The noise was always there. The yelling didn't even catch me off guard anymore. But I was afraid of me if I stayed in the situation any longer. And the thing is, even after all that, it took me a while to leave. Like, even after things got as bad as they could possibly get in my mind, I still didn't feel like I could leave. I had convinced myself that I didn't deserve better. I told myself that this was just what I was meant to have in life, that this relationship was the best that I could get, that no one would want a woman who came with so much damage, no one would want a woman who came with so much baggage, no one would want a woman that had two kids, no one would want someone like me. And I know that that was a lie that I began to believe because it's what was told to me. It wasn't something that was real. It was just something that I had come to accept. It was this lie that I had made a truth because of the situation that I was in. And so I allowed myself to stay in the situation because I thought that there was never going to be anything better. I was so afraid of starting over. I was so afraid of starting alone with two kids. I was so afraid of being judged because I left a relationship with two kids. And because no one knew what was going on, I was so afraid that people would say, you threw away your family for the unknown. Because I didn't share with anyone what was going on in my life. I smiled every day. I acted like everything was okay. People that were close to me, people that are close to me, they don't even know what took place in my life, in my household, because I was so ashamed and so afraid that people would just judge me. And because I believed that lie, I stayed for so long. And maybe some of you have come to believe that same thing too. But listen, I want you to understand your scars don't disqualify you. They're proof that you survived, and that in and of itself makes you powerful. So, leaving that relationship, it was terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Every day I second guessed that I made the right choice. Every day I thought, would this just be simpler if you went back? Every day, every time I had a hard day, I thought, this is punishment because you left that relationship. Every day, those are my thoughts. So it was terrifying, but it was necessary. I didn't know who I was without it, but I knew I couldn't stay and keep losing more and more of myself. I started small. I didn't try to change everything at once. I just started showing up for myself in little ways. I remember one morning I got dressed, not because I had anywhere to be, because literally I work from home and I go absolutely nowhere, but because I wanted to feel something again. I couldn't remember the last time that I felt something for myself. I did my hair, I put on earrings, I put on perfume, I did all the things that I thought, like, Tameka, what will make you feel good? I did all those things. I put on lip gloss. I'm not a makeup girly by any means, but I put on a little bit of lip gloss. I did my eyebrows. And when I looked in the mirror, I didn't cry. I smiled, just a little smile, but it was there. And when I tell you, it felt so good to have a genuine smile. I have become so used to faking it. I was just faking it, faking my smiles, faking being happy, faking all the things because I'd gotten so used to needing to just get from one moment to the next moment to the next moment. And it became this idea that, like, I didn't really have feelings. I didn't matter in my world. I just existed completely and solely to take care of other people, to take care of my kids, to take care of my house, to show up in whatever way I needed to show up in that relationship so that I could make it to the next day, make it to the next moment, make it to the next second. And I know that uh, some of you, that's your reality too, unfortunately. And it took me so long to recognize that I had even lost myself because I was faking it so well that I was starting to believe in the person that I was pretending to be. And that person was so far removed from who I actually am. And it was scary because looking in the mirror, it was my face, it was my body, but I was completely and totally unrecognizable to myself. That was the day I knew I was starting to come back. So the day when I saw that smile, the day when I was able to do something small just for myself, that's the day I knew I was coming back. And every day after that, I made it a point to try to show up for myself, not for anybody else, but just for me, just for Tameka. One breath, one outfit, one moment of silence in the car, one deep breath, one moment of hiding out in the bathroom, just for me. Healing isn't loud. Sometimes it's you whispering to yourself, I've still got it. Sometimes healing takes place in the quietest moments, in the quietest spaces, simply because it's something that's specific for you. And as I was getting into that, something else started happening. I got vulnerable, and that was really new for me. I have always been the type of person to just hide everything. Nobody needs to know that I'm broken. Nobody needs to know that I'm hurt. Nobody needs to know that I'm dealing with anything. Nobody needs to know anything other than if you need me, I'll be there. If you need something from me, I got you. If you want me to show up and be smiling, don't worry. No worries. You can have me smiling. But it wasn't true. It wasn't real. Everything about what I was doing was just for show. It was a facade that I was hiding behind because my world was completely falling apart. And so each of these little steps got me closer to being who I truly am. And one of those things was vulnerable. I used to think that vulnerability made me weak, but I've learned that I enjoy being soft. Enjoy being real. I like to be seen, not in like a please look at me, and tell me I'm pretty, but like, see me. See that things may be falling apart for me. See that I may need support. See that I may need somebody to be in my corner because I've been in everybody else's corner for so long. Like, see that I need help. That's where the real process of healing begins. I started telling my truth to other people. When they asked, "How are you?" I didn't say fine. I said, "Actually, I'm struggling right now. Actually, today was really hard. Actually, my life is in shambles. Like, actually, I want to give up." And do you know what happened? Like, the people that mattered started to show up for me. The people that mattered started to take interest in the things that were going on in my life. The people that really mattered started to really be able to pour back into me the way that I had always poured into them. They showed up. They showed up with love, with stories of the things that they'd been through. And I didn't feel so alone in the struggle because there were people that were there that were willing to be support to me in the way that I had been support to them. Now, mind you, everybody in my life didn't do that, right? And I didn't expect for everybody to. Honestly, I didn't expect for anybody to. But going through this has shown me that I do have a handful of people in my life that care about me, like that truly care, Like sometimes you have people that are there and they just want to see you struggle. They want to see you hurt because that's where they are. And misery loves company. But by going through this situation and living through it, being in it, dealing with it, it showed me that there truly are people in my really close circle that care about me deeply. And that's not something that I ever gave them a chance to do because I've always been the strong one. I've always been the one who's showing up for everybody else. I've always been the one that's like, I got it. Even though my load was heavy, I was willing to take on the load of everyone else because that's just who I was. That's my story. That's the label that I've given to myself that I've carried my entire life is the strong one. I never allowed myself to be vulnerable. I never allowed people to see the pain that I was in. And I never allowed people to really step up and help me in any way, shape, or form because I needed to be that for them, but I didn't want anyone to know that I needed them to be that for me. So one of the things that I decided to do was I wanted to start exploring who I am outside of being a mom. When I had my kids, who I love so dearly, who are honestly my world, I realized that I got so tied up in the label of mom that I forgot who I was as a person, as a woman, as Tameka. And so I needed to get that back, right? Like, yes, I'm a mom, but a mom isn't my whole identity. I started back journaling. I have started back moving my body. Like I got a little treadmill for under my desk and it's the best investment that I've ever made because my focus isn't on losing weight or changing my body or doing any of that, which none of those things are bad, but if I move my body simply for those things, I'm simply making my identity something else, right? Like I'm not doing it for just me, for the pure joy of moving my body. I'm doing it to lose weight. And then my identity becomes I need to lose weight. My identity becomes the number on the scale. And I didn't want that. I didn't want to go from this one identity of a wife who just stays silent to this other identity of a mom, a single mom. I wanted to get back to who is Tameka? What is Tameka like? What does Tameka want to do? I enjoy working out. Yes, there are all the benefits of, my body looking a certain way or whatever. But that wasn't my focus. That's not my focus. My focus is that I can do something that makes me feel good. I have started putting music on again, music from high school, which, like, also as a side note, like, who let us listen to that type of stuff? Music in in the 2000s, 90s and 2000s, like, should not have been singing some of the songs that I sang, but and I still know the lyrics to this day. Can't remember if I ate yesterday, but I can remember the the lyrics to Thong Song, right? Like, those are the things that I can focus on. And should I know those lyrics? Probably not, but I do. Um, anyway, so I've gotten back into just like walking around my house singing, having a good time, like headphones in, just having a concert all day long at my desk. Or in my kitchen while I'm cooking dinner, like, yes, please, let's have a dance party right now, right? Because that's something that I enjoy. I enjoy singing, I enjoy dancing, I enjoy being silly. Those are things that I lost. I lost those things in a relationship because I allowed someone else's distorted view of me to make me change the way that I was looking at myself. I allowed the identity of mom to overwrite every other identity that I have. It overwrote who I actually am, who I truly am as a person. And I don't want that to be my reality. Like, yes, absolutely, I'm still a mom. Yes, absolutely, my kids come first in many ways, but if I don't put myself first in the category of doing things that make me happy, will I truly be the best version of myself for my children? Will I be able to show up for them in the ways that matter for them? My kids don't care what I look like. My kids don't care anything about that. But I care. And because I care, I want to take pride in the way that I look. I want to get up and get dressed for me. Not because anyone will see. I mean, some people do see me, like, let's be honest, on Zoom, right? And like when I do my drive up order at Target, like the people that bring me my stuff see me, but nobody else really sees me. And that's okay because I don't need someone else to make me feel good about the way that I look. I can feel good about it, and that's what really matters. And that's something that I'm getting back to. Like, I dress up. I'm wearing the clothes. I'm wearing the shoes. I'm carrying a different purse downstairs to my office every day. For what? I don't know. Don't ask me. Don't ask me. But I feel good about it. And so I'm going to keep doing it. Every day, I pick a different purse out that goes with an outfit. No one cares. Literally, no one cares. But I care. And that's what matters. And that's what you should care about. Is like, how does it make you feel? How do the things that you're doing really impact you? Not, you don't have to do things because someone else is going to like them, or someone, don't stop doing things because someone else doesn't like it. Who cares? If it makes you happy, that's what matters. And so, like, honestly, I have changed so many of the things that I used to think about, right? Like, sexy was this thing that you had to like go all out and do and be and try so hard at. But like now, it's just, it's who I am. It's a vibe. It's my vibe. It's a feeling. It's confidence that's wrapped in softness. It's showing up for myself fully. So, like, sexy doesn't mean that I'm out here doing the most. Sexy just means that, like, I feel good today. I look good today. I'm doing the things that make me happy. That's sexy to me. That's a vibe. It's who I am. It's what I'm striving to be. It's my goal every single day is to wake up and just say, you know what? Today I'm feeling good. Today I'm feeling myself. Nobody else has to see me. I might not have one Zoom meeting where I turn the camera on and anybody sees me. But every time I walk by a mirror, every time I catch a reflection of myself, I want to be able to say, Tameka, you know what? You showed up today. You did it. And it doesn't mean that I'm always dressed up, right? Like, I am one of those people who one day you might see me, I might have heels on. 30 seconds later, you might see me, I might have on a pair of Jordans. Like, that's who I am. Bike shorts, big t shirt, yes, please. I still feel sexy. I still feel good about me. I am still struggling with the confidence of when someone comments on how I look, accepting that, right? Because in my relationship, compliments always came with conditions. I never got a compliment just out of sheer niceness, kindness. Niceness, that's not what I meant to say. Kindness. I never got just a compliment out of kindness. It always came with conditions. And let me tell you, you do not want compliments that are attached to conditions because then you'll be in the same boat as me where now you can't take a compliment because there's always a condition. And it's so draining trying to figure out, are you interested in me because of some condition? Do you have some condition on your kindness? Is there, is what's tied to this compliment? What are you going to expect from me? What does this mean? What do I have to take now that you've given? Right? Like what is the expectation because you're being kind to me? And that's a terrible way to go through life. It's so draining. It's exhausting. And sometimes I'm just like, why are you like this? And then I remember why I'm like this. And it's okay because I'm growing, I'm changing, I'm learning. I'm allowing people to say, you look cute, and not immediately go into this fight or flight mode in my mind. I'm learning that it's okay for people to pay attention to me. It's okay for that to be a response of like, oh, you look good. Well, thank you. And for me, it's so funny because when people compliment me or when people say like, "Oh, I like your dress," I can't just say thank you. No, 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 no. That's way too simple. It's too simple for me. I have to go through this whole barrage of telling you where I bought all the things that you complimented me on because to me, you can't be complimenting me. You're complimenting the outfit. And I'm not a gatekeeper on the outfit. You can know that I got my dress from Target, my shoes from DSW, my hair bow from so and so, my lipstick is this, because, like I said, compliments always came with conditions. And so, in order to stop that condition, I'm going to assume that you're not talking about me. I'm going to assume that you like the way the clothes look and you want the clothes, male, female, whatever. That's my assumption. And so I'm going to give you way too much information when really you were probably just like, what is wrong with this lady? Just say thank you. Just say thank you. But I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm getting better every day. If I do happen to go out or someone does happen to say something nice, I'm trying to remember like, Tameka, thank you is all you need to say. That lady did not ask you where you got that dress from. She did not ask you where you got those shoes from. She said, "You look cute." You, Tameka, the person, not the dress. Now, if she asked me where the dress is from, like 1000%, I'm gonna tell her because again, I want everybody to have all the things. And if you like this dress on me, I'm sure it'll look great on you. So please go buy one. Let me know you bought it and maybe let's hang out, right? Like, but um so anyway, that was a weird tangent. I don't know where I was going with that. Um, but yeah, just like accept the fact that you can feel cute, you can feel sexy. You don't have to like do all these things that you don't feel comfortable doing to get that because it's just a feeling. It's how you feel, it's how you show up, it's how you choose to see yourself. And so let's be honest though, like it has not been easy. Every step that I've made forward I have just had so much guilt and so much shame and so much like second guessing myself and questioning myself. Um, the first time that I decided to just like spend money on myself, to like buy myself something big, I questioned if I should take it back. I feel selfish if I tell my kids, like, go sit and read a book so that I can just have like a couple minutes to myself. Because honestly, from the moment I wake up to the second I go to sleep, it's not me time. There's not time for me unless I schedule that time in for myself. Someone needs me, whether it's work, whether it's my kids, whether it's family, whether it's friends. Like someone needs me. And get me wrong, I'm not complaining because if you know anything about me, I am I will freely give of my time. I will freely give of myself. I just have a lot going on. Like, I work full time. I'm a mom full time. I go to school full time. Like, your girl's plate is full of things that take up her time. And so when I say that I have to carve moments out for myself, I really have to carve moments out for myself. And it's not simple for me because I'm parenting alone. I feel so guilty when I'm not spending all my time with my kids. I feel so guilty if I get frustrated. I feel so guilty if I ask someone for help because in my mind, I have to step in for my role and the other parent role, and I have to do it all. And so it's a struggle for me when I say, like, I just need 5 minutes. And sometimes those 5 minutes are literally me just sitting in the bathroom by myself on the floor, just trying not to lose it. Right? Like, and I don't know, like, people might judge me for that, and that's okay. But if you've never had a day where everyone has just demanded so much of you and you haven't had a chance to pour into yourself, you're literally trying to extract water from dirt, right? Like it's not going to come out. There's nothing left. When you have nothing left to give and you continue to try to pour, you're just making a bigger mess of yourself. And so I've learned that some days I'm going to feel guilty. Some days I'm going to feel selfish, and I have to sit with that feeling until I recognize that that's not what it is. And I actually had a friend tell me, like, you need a break. You've got to take a break. You, as a mom, as a full time employee, as a full time student, when you're having one of those days where it's just like, one more time, if I hear my name one more time, I'm going to lose it. You've got to take a break. And I know that sounds so simple, and maybe it is simple for some of you. It's just not simple for me because I feel so guilty if I'm not with my kids all the time. I feel so guilty if I'm not working all the time. I feel guilty if I'm not spending time doing schoolwork. And so I try to maximize the hours that I have in the day. But at the end of the day, I feel drained because all I've done is give, give, give. And I haven't poured anything back into myself. And I haven't asked for anybody to help me. I haven't opened up space or allowed space for anybody to really step in and be there for me. Even though, would I love that? Absolutely. And do I one day hope to be able to ask for that? Yes. Is that day today? I'm going to be honest. Absolutely not. It's absolutely not today. And that's okay because I'm still making progress. I'm still doing things to grow. I'm still learning. I'm still understanding the places where I've put a band aid over a bullet wound. And I'm trying. I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to be able to call things what they are. I'm trying to be able to not just patch things up, but actually like do the work to heal. And I think that's a beautiful thing. I think that that just shows that growth and healing can still exist in a little bit of chaos because that's where I live, honestly. I function in a little bit of chaos every single day. And I'm sure that some of you can relate to that. I don't know. Most of the people in my life, their life isn't all buttoned up and pristine and beautiful. There are beautiful moments. There are beautiful days. There are beautiful hours. There are beautiful months. But sometimes it's chaos. And that's okay too. It doesn't have to be picture perfect. It can be chaotic and it can still be beautiful. It's a beautiful mess. That's what we'll call it. It's just a beautiful mess. And that's okay. Um, and I've also learned that like guilt is not the voice of truth, right? Like guilt is the echo of this older version of myself that didn't know better, that didn't know that being a mom didn't have to be my only identity, that being a mom didn't make me less sexy or less cute or less attractive, right? And sometimes I think that we think like, oh, if I'm a mom, I can't be this. And it's like, no, no, you can be that and be a mom. And that's something that I've had to teach myself. That's something that I'm having to relearn. That's something that I'm having to like come to grips with, is that being a mom didn't take anything from me. It added things to me. And I have to just lean hard into that. I can be a mom and be sexy. I can be a mom and be attractive. I can be a mom and be intelligent. I can be a mom and be a hardworking woman. I can do all those things, and that's okay. I don't have to choose one or the other. I can do all those things, and that's fine. And so I have to learn to stop letting the guilt consume me, because that's what ended up happening. I would make these changes and then I'd feel guilty, and I'd go right back to being like, well, I can't do these things for myself because I have to focus solely on being a mom. I have to focus solely on being this person that everybody wants me to be, and not necessarily the person that I want to be. And now I flip flop that. I'm focused on being the person that I want to be, and being a mom amplifies that person. Being a mom makes me fight harder for her because she's in there and I know she is. And when she comes out, it's so exciting because I get to see the person that I am, the person that I'm building, the person that I'm cultivating. And that person is a really good mom. That person is an amazing mom. That person is a person who shows up as her best self for her kids and doesn't feel guilty when she needs to take a break, or when she needs help, or when she needs to ask somebody for support, or when she just needs somebody to listen to her or to let her cry on the phone. And that's okay. Because honestly, our kids don't need a perfect mom. They need one who is whole. They need to see that boundaries are set with love, that joy is special, joy is sacred, joy is something that we protect, our peace is something that we protect. We don't let somebody break down our boundaries just because they did it before. We set those boundaries because something that they're doing doesn't align with the way that we need to be, and that's okay. And they need to see that choosing yourself isn't selfish. It really is the way that you survive. You survive by choosing you over and over and over again. So these days, I'm actually asking myself some new questions. What brings me joy? What am I passionate about? What kind of woman do I want to become outside of all the titles that I carry? I've learned that I want softness. I want to try new things. I want to experience new things. I want adventure. I want deep connection. I want laughter. I want slow mornings. I want passion. I want peace. I want real mutual love. I don't want to just be giving, 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 giving and have somebody take, 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 take and love me with conditions. I want things to be mutual moving forward. And I'm allowed to want all of that. That's not asking for too much. No matter what anybody says, that's not asking for too much. My favorite Disney movie was Beauty and the Beast, and it took me into adulthood to realize why that was my favorite movie. Like, one, because like, can I have a library? Thank you. Yes, please. I really want a library. But in all of the pain that is that story, the beauty of it was that there was these mutual feelings of love. Like, yeah, it started in this real weird kind of, I don't know how I understood it as a child, but as an adult, you see that they were coming from two very different places. And at the end of the day, they ended up finding this real, deep, mutual love, understanding, respect for each other. When you're willing to like lose it all for another person, and that person isn't even asking you for it, right? Like, I think that's one of the reasons that I really enjoyed that movie specifically, and also like, let's not forget the library, because like I love books. So like, me and Bill are one and the same in that sense. Um but yeah. So me and these tangents on this episode. I'm gonna reel it in, I promise. Um, but I'm allowed to want that. I'm still becoming who I'm meant to be. And I like her. I like who I'm discovering. And that might sound weird, but like, I am enjoying so much learning Tameka again. I have been so lost and buried and just missing in my own life. And so getting to rediscover the things that I'm passionate about, the things that I want, the things that I need, the things that I enjoy, it's been so amazing. And to just become who I was intended to be. And this is going to sound weird, but like I truly feel like I had to lose certain pieces of me to really step into the bold but soft, like the gentle but strong person that I'm becoming. And it's been amazing for me to witness because when I look in the mirror now, I know who I am. I see who I am and I love who I am. And before, looking in the mirror meant shying away from who I was, like being afraid to acknowledge that the person that was staring back at me was even me because I was so lost and just so unrecognizable to myself because I wasn't seeing myself through my eyes. I wasn't seeing myself with love or compassion. I was seeing myself with hurt and disappointment because of where I allowed myself to be, where I allowed myself to end up. Um, and I'm not perfect by any means. I'm not perfect, but I'm present. And in that, I'm powerful. And that's honestly what it looks like to come home to yourself, right? Like, just think about that. Like, if you feel like you've been lost and you think about like, okay, I'm trying to get back, right? Like I'm trying to fight my way back. I'm trying to claw my way back. Think about that feeling of coming home. Like that feeling is such an amazing feeling because when you come home, there's comfort. When you come home, there's grace. When you come home, there's support. And so like it's like I was gone for so long and now I've just come home and I'm living, I'm dwelling, I'm existing in the exact way that I'm supposed to. So if you're listening today feeling like you're unraveling, let me tell you what I wish someone told me. You are not falling apart. You are rebuilding. You're not falling apart. You're rebuilding. Every small act of care is a brick. Every boundary is a beam. Every moment that you choose peace over perfection, you're building your life. You still got it, and you're not alone. I want you to take one small step today. Wear the thing, say the thing, protect your peace, put up the boundary. And when you look in the mirror tonight, tell her, I'm still here. Because you are, and you're absolutely phenomenal. Even if you're in sweatpants, who cares? Who cares? Thank you for listening. You know me, I could chat your head off. So that is a wrap for this episode. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Recrown Your Confidence. Follow me on all social media platforms at by Tameka Shatoya for more daily content. Remember, you are worthy and you are worth it. Talk to you soon.